Hey guys, I think I just found the best Switch dock. Yo guys, what's up? I'm the Original Gamer, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Brook Nintendo Switch Power Bay. Now, for those of you guys who are huge Super Smash Bros. Fans, this product is right up your alley. For those of y'all who don't know what Brook is, they're a very well-known company within the fighting game community, and they make a lot of adapters for you to connect your fight sticks to that allow you to use them on many different consoles, and this is one of their newest products. Now, the Brook Power Bay is a Switch dock, but not just any ordinary Switch dock. It is a Switch dock that supports Nintendo GameCube controllers, and I mean the original Nintendo GameCube controllers with the weird circle plug and all. Now, this is something I've really been wanting for a long time. For those of you guys who know, I adore Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Ah, is this game stupid or what? Is this game stupid or what? Is this game freaking stupid or what?
I play it quite frequently, and using a GameCube controller is arguably the best way to play the game. That's how most people play it. And the fact that you can use the original GameCube controller on this Nintendo Switch dock is super convenient, and it's a brilliant idea. Now, this also does include 2 USB ports, so you're not losing any of that USB functionality at all with this Switch dock. There is one less USB port than the original Switch dock, but I don't find that to be an issue at all, since the only reason I really use a USB port is to charge my controller, but the GameCube controller is my controller, so it works out. Win-win. Now, to go into more detail about the design of the Brook Power Bay, as you may be able to tell, it does pay homage to a very specific Nintendo console that we all know and love. The Brook Power Bay clearly takes inspiration from the Nintendo GameCube, from the lighter color front to this square design, and even the little CD disc drive imprint almost at the top with the 2 buttons on the side, and even the little handle on the back. It's just a mini GameCube, which I think was a fantastic take to designing something like this, because the very first Smash Bros. Game that really took off was Super Smash Bros. Melee. It's even played to this day by hundreds and thousands of people. So a Switch dock that has GameCube controller functionality, there's nothing better they could have done than this. This is a beautiful design. Now, as you can see, there's a little flap on top, and that's where it lifts up with the USB-C cord that you put the Switch in, which I think it looks sick. It looks really sick. And another thing you can do is the little handle on the back, you could actually slide it up and slide it into the front. That way, whenever you have it on a flat surface, you can kind of get a better view of your Switch screen at an angle, because I personally am not a fan of the little stand on the Switch angle that you have it at. I feel like it should be like a bit more, upwards instead of standing up so straight. I'm not a fan of that, but you can have this at a higher angle so you can get a better view of your screen, which is great. Now, the reason why I love the GameCube controller so much is because it's really just what most Smash players grew up using, along with myself. I grew up using the GameCube controller, so it's only natural it'd be my controller of choice for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I'm just glad I am now able to use an official controller on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate without having to buy an accessory just to be able to use it. Now, as soon as I got this Brook Power Bay in, I bought an official GameCube controller. Before then, I was using a third-party GameCube controller. Ever since Smash Ultimate came out, I've been using the Power A GameCube controllers. And if any of y'all have owned one of these, you'd know that they are not the greatest quality. These controllers just feel very cheap in comparison to the official Nintendo GameCube controllers, which is very surprising considering that this specific controller sells for around $50 at your local store. And I made a video back on these, and I said these were the best third-party GameCube controllers, which I'm still pretty confident about that, but that's not saying much because it still does feel kind of cheapy and just does not feel as good as these babies do. Now, this is my second Power A GameCube controller because the first one I had ended up breaking on me. After like a month of using it, the analog stick just started messing up while I was playing. My character would just randomly jump, and it was super annoying, super frustrating. So I got this one, and the first one I had was wired. This one's Bluetooth. This one's lasted me way longer. The one thing I don't like about it is that it uses batteries, AA batteries, which isn't the greatest because I don't always have AA batteries on me. I love this one. I'll be able to have it plugged in all the time. I won't have to worry about it dying. It's terrific for me. I believe this is a perfect Switch dock for anyone within the FGC community. Why? Because you could take it anywhere without needing a power cable to use it. As you can see right here, it is on and it is being used, but it is not plugged into anything at all. So I could just lift it up and there are no cables plugged into it except for the controller. So it's running off of power from the Nintendo Switch. Now, of course, you can use the power cord to charge it and use it, but if you just want to go somewhere, you go to a tournament, you could just take it, plug your Switch in, and you could just play it like that. I'm sure it may drain the battery a bit quicker. I'm not so sure about that. It's just a guess, but it is amazing. I was able to just take it up to my room and just play Smash Bros like that without having to plug it into a TV or anything with my GameCube controller. It's awesome, it's awesome. And it's perfect because if you're at a tournament and before you go on to play your rounds, you could get a few rounds in on your little Switch dock before it starts just to practice and to warm up. You could even plug in another controller and have someone play with you. But here's the cooler thing. This function button on the top, allows you to connect two Bluetooth headphones. Now, I didn't really have any Bluetooth headphones to try it out on. I do have my Apple AirPods, and I decided to see if these would work because I use these almost every day. So pretty much just to use it is you hold down the function button for 5 seconds and it will enter pairing mode. You could tell when it starts flashing purple. So it is now in pairing mode. I synchronized my Apple AirPods to them and then I put them in, and just like that, the audio plays right to my ears and I didn't hear any delay at all. It was like that. It connected super quickly and it sounds amazing playing Super Smash Bros. With my AirPod, and it's an amazing function that I wish the Switch was able to do without, you know, a third-party dock. I feel like we would benefit a lot more from a functionality like that instead of having to buy a third-party dock just to do this kind of thing, because this is fantastic. Now, I don't know, I haven't tried connecting another one, but I'm sure you do it the same exact way. Just try and connect another one and it'll connect right up, and they just both connect at the same time. You can listen to it. Like I said, if you're at a tournament, you want to play a few rounds and you want to hear your game, that's all you got to do. It's that easy. Now, I did mention the function button, but the other button on the other side is a turbo button. Now, I am not too familiar with how turbo buttons work, but it functions just like a turbo button would, I'm pretty sure. For those of you guys who know what a turbo button does, just let me know down in the comment section below. The one thing that was super unfortunate about using a GameCube controller in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was the lack of a pause button. Now, when I say pause button, I mean pause button within the Nintendo Switch console itself, because the GameCube comes with a pause button, except it is by default mapped to the home button. So when you're playing Smash Bros. And you want to pause or start a battle, you'd press the pause button. Instead, since it's mapped to home button, it goes to the home menu, so you have to manually hover over the start battle thing and start it, which is kind of a hassle, but it's really not much of an issue since really you won't be pausing in game. And I mean, if you want to, you could just get another controller and press the pause button, but that's kind of a hassle just to hook up another controller. I just wish there was a way to control the mapping of the controller, so you could set the pause button to actually pause, but then there wouldn't be a way to go to the home menu. So it just creates this sort of loophole where you really don't know what to do with it. So I feel like mapping it to the home button was the best thing they could do, given the limited amount of buttons. Now, some time back, I don't know if you guys remember, I did a review on the Insignia Switch dock, which I believe was probably one of the best third-party Nintendo Switch docks. But now I think I have to change my mind with this bad boy, because you could use GameCube controllers on it, which I believe was something a lot of people really wanted, but really never got out of a Switch dock. So this is probably the perfect one that you could probably buy now. Now, the Brook Power Bay is scheduled to launch in June 2020 on Kickstarter. So guys, be sure you don't miss out. I will have a link to Brook's website down in the description below, and a huge thanks to Brook for sending me the Power Bay. This is the ideal dock for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and there is really no other way I would ask for something like this. This is the best Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Switch dock that money can buy. That money can buy. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I am the Original Gamer, and I will see you guys next time.